problem to find. Living a life that I can't leave behind. There's no sense in telling me the wisdom of the fool won't set you free. But that's the way that it goes, and it's what nobody knows. Your everyday life confusion grows.
Are we live?
Yes, sir. Hey, we're live, brother. We're live.
All right.
Wow, man, go for it.
So listen, we got a special guest today. We got Johnny, Oil Heights own Johnny Rivas.
What's up, Johnny?
What's happening? How you
Oh,
guys
wow.
doing?
Wow, we're doing good, man. Hey, give us a shout. Hey, first of all, before we get started, man, we want to give a huge shout out to everybody that's plugging in. You guys, if we're having any technical difficulties, please let us know. We can't really hear. We can't really hear if we're live or not. So go ahead and put a comment. Where do you put a comment at? Well, if you guys are following on YouTube or if you're following on Facebook and you comment, you'll be able to comment and it's going to come directly to here. Mary Margaret Flores says, my boys Gen Z, and he's not like the rest. Amen, man. So somebody's already knows what we're gonna talk about Gen Z, huh?
Music's too loud
Music's loud.
in the background. You can even shut it down.
All right, go for it. Let's see. All right, how's that? You hear it?
It's still loud.
I can't hear it, man. That's what I'm talking.
You can just turn it off.
Here,
Go ahead,
go for
music.
it. Go for it. Yep. All right.
Thanks,
go
God.
ahead.
All right, cool. What's up, man? What's up, Johnny? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing all right.
Thanks for having me on here.
Cool. So I want to start this this podcast with the story, and then we'll bring it back. Friday, I went to a good friend's funeral. His mom passed away, and she was one of these. She was a nurse, really, really, just a really, really nice lady. And the way I met my friend and ultimately his mom was that I was living in Boyle Heights uh, in the Estrada Courts projects. And then on the weekends, my grandma used to live in the Pico Rampart area by 11th and Burlington. So on the weekends, I would go there. I would spend the night. She would make food, and it was just like a happy, happy, happy time. And I would play with the kids next door, right there by 11th and Burlington. And so when I'm at this funeral, it was like it was a trip because it was like a time travel where you get to see, the last time we saw some of these people, we were little kids, and now we're old and fat and stuff. But it just reminded me, of man, how times have changed, especially, being a Gen X. And this is kind of the theme for the show is, Generation X and the current state of this generation. But in the end, it was my friend's mom. She had dementia, but the good news is that at the end, she knew the Lord, so she's going to be in heaven. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good takeaway. But it just reminded me, man, just how much our society's changed. And then recently, I'll tell you a second story. I was visiting my mom in Pico, right? Pico Rivera. And my mom's a retired teacher. And so uh, I was trying to tell her because my mom doesn't keep up with politics. And then B, things are so wacky that she thinks that I'm lying about if I tell her what's happening in the world of our society. So my mom's a retired teacher from the LA Unified School District. She taught in the inner city, right? In one of the LA schools. And I'm telling her, I go, Mom, it's crazy. They're pushing, they're showing sexualized things, books for these kids. And my mom was like, I know that can't be true. And and I go, and she goes, well, No, because when I was a teacher, I go, Mom, that world doesn't exist. You know, the world of when you were a teacher versus now, it doesn't exist. And so she just couldn't believe it. And I feel like remember the story of Rip Van Winkle? He fell asleep, and then 20 years later, he woke up and he said, what is this? It reminds me of the song by the Talking Heads, How did I get here? Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. And actually, I wanted to talk about how as Generation X, we were sort of the last generation that didn't have internet, and then came in, and we have the internet now. So it's just a trip.
Wrong. They actually put the wrong Gen Z, bro. We're talking about Generation X. If you guys don't know, Generation X.
You put Gen Z?
Well, somebody posted that thing, Generation X. So for those people that don't know, Generation X is actually 1965 to 1980. So this is the time where we, when we were having, we didn't have no phones. We didn't have no. At that point, we were barely getting introduced to the pagers and the flip
Pagers
phones and the flip phones. You know what I mean? So we had nothing to do with this social media. The social media that was actually started back in 2003 was MySpace. So can you guys imagine? We were stuck in the twilight zone between pagers, flip phones, and those big computers. They're huge, bricks. And the social media of MySpace. So can you imagine?
Well, the cell phones the portable phones were like a brick.
Yeah,
That's big.
true.
Yeah, like if you look at the old 80s movies, the guys that were balling, they had those big phones, right? They're like in the Ferraris.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And the thing looks like a book, right, in their hands. But man, and this whole this last couple of days, I just been thinking about like all the changes, like. You look at shows like Married with Children, right? That show would get canceled today because what? He made fun of everybody, right? He made fun of women. He was a misogynist. He made fat jokes, and today that's fat shaming and all that. It's just a trip, man. And one of the things that I was thinking about too was that one of the main difference, and I was talking to Johnny about this because. He kind of grew up in the same kind of areas around the same time, and there's been a shift of people not respecting authority. Like cops. Like before, like you see now videos of people just like the cops show up and then they're like flipping them off and this and that. And I remember I went to school in Stevenson in East LA, right? And the cholos even had respect for the teachers. They would call them Miss and Mister. So even though they're all gangstered up and stuff, they still had respect for the teachers. You remember that, right, Johnny?
Yeah. I went to Jackson High School, which is a reform school for boys, back in the 70s. And you couldn't hit a teacher. You couldn't act like that with a teacher then because you'll get in serious trouble. You end up back in Eastlake, or back in Campo, they'll send you up. You know what I mean? But there was nothing but gang members went to that school, Crips and Flats and Florencia and all that. But if you had a problem with another student, you ask the coach and the principal, and they'll give you gloves to handle it for 3 minutes in the middle of the school in front of everybody. And believe it or not, there wasn't that many fights.
Yeah, and tell us a story. I think it was an interesting story. So, when you were young, right? You went to a what is it? The Brown Berets.
Oh, it was a thing called a Carderismo, and it was run by the Brown Berets at that time. It was on 4th Street below Boyle, before you get into 5. It was a building right there, and they were talking all this that everything's the white man's fault. Nothing's our responsibility. Okay. And I disagree with them. And I told them, I said, how can you not? And I was a kid. I said, we got different. The barrio down here, we catch somebody from another neighborhood, we're gonna mess them up. And aren't we raza? Because some of you guys were from the barrio, and they got mad at me and said I was an instigator because I told them we have to take responsibility for ourselves. So I was banned from going back to the casalismo. And that was it for me. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, and that's the main. I think one of the main like generational differences
Mhm.
between like our generation and then your generation and today is that the people, especially the Gen Xers, like all the
Mhm.
ones that did stuff and they're older now, they're more mature. They look back and they say, "Hey, I did stupid stuff." They don't
I
say I was a victim of an oppressive system and this and that. You know what I'm saying?
I did a joke once. I was in court as a kid. There used to be a juvenile court next to Chinatown, right across from Avera Street. And the judge looks at me and goes, "What do you have to say for yourself?" I say, "Well, I'm a product of my environment. I'm a victim of society." And well, needless to say, they threw the book at me, and they didn't think it was funny. And this is a true story, right? And I did it as a joke because they kept trying to say I was underprivileged and I was just. I knew what I was doing. I was an idiot, but I knew what I was doing,
Yeah.
and I never blamed anybody for my bad decisions, but myself.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. A lot of people now. I even have some relatives that keep blaming society when it's just themselves. They make excuses.
Yeah, especially like any college person right now taking sociology courses, they're really teaching that Marx's idea
They
that
teach
that
you
people
victimhood
are
too.
yeah that people are you're either an oppressor or you're being oppressed. You know what I'm saying?
But oppression is a state of mind
That's what I
because
say.
the only one that could oppress you is you.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, we have so many people that now. When I worked in Hollywood, I met so many Chicano directors, producers, and I thought, and when I was a kid, one time I got busted. The DA was a Mexican guy, and I said, "Well, if they could make it out of the projects and stuff, so could I." You
Exactly.
know, and I tried my best. I just, being a fool like everybody else, having kids at 16 and working and going to school and gang banging is it wasn't the best thing to do.
Uh, man, we actually got a caller, man. It's this early, man. Look at this, man. Hey,
Hell yeah.
what do you guys? Hey, what are you guys doing, man? That you are
It's
actually
Johnny. It's the
No,
Johnny
I'm just
effect.
talking.
Hey, caller, what's up, man? How you doing? Are you really calling from Texas?
Yeah, man, this is Tim. What's up, Israel?
What's
From
up?
back in the days.
Oh, yeah, Tim. So check this out. Tim knows Todd and he knows George
Oh
because
wow!
back in the
Yeah,
days,
man.
back in the
I grew
days,
up around the corner from George.
yeah,
I grew up around the corner from George. And I grew up with Todd too.
and
But Todd's a little older. They were both a little older than me though, but yeah, we
he moved
met
to Texas.
Israel in the Puente Hills Mall when we were rolling
Yeah.
Hey, Tim, is it true that
back
you guys
in the
were?
days.
Tim, is it true that you guys were part of that? You guys were part of that rap group. You guys weren't part of a rap group together.
No, well, we were into rap music, and George would rap, and and then we were walking. We were in a store, and you had a hat that said "Master Poet" on the side, and that's when we started talking to you.
Yeah.
And we were like, "Oh, you're in rap music," and then we just met
OSBG.
you, and we kind of like hit it off, and then we just kept in touch or whatever. And
Yeah,
I remember going down to like Whittier. I think you lived where, in Pico or
I
Whittier or
lived in
somewhere,
Pico. Yeah, I lived in
and
Pico.
and we would go kick it with you.
Yeah, we would have
A few times, and then you met Todd, and it was kind of cool, man.
Yeah, it was the era where
way back in the day.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing we're talking about. We're talking about Generation X stuff. That's one of the things that we did, right? We didn't at that we didn't have the internet, so we had to. This is going to sound revolutionary. We talk to people face to face, right?
True.
That sounds crazy. Like
we went to the mall.
Yeah, exactly.
We walked around for hours.
Getting the hats with the.
If you wanted to meet a girl, you had to go to the mall and walk for hours just to maybe get a phone number.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? You didn't just add them as friends, online.
Yeah.
You had to walk back and forth and see the girl that you like, then circle around again. Hopefully you catch eyes with her again, and then hopefully you get her number.
Yeah.
And then that's not even saying if you go home and call her that her parents don't answer, and then you have to hang up or they hang up on you.
Or
So
you paid
you know, you got to put a lot of work in.
We're going. That's old school, bro.
We used to have the party line.
Yeah.
Hey, but what I was going to say, back in the days, you know, many times, and I know you, all you know, probably everyone listening here is Generation X, even especially if you're, you know, Mexican or minority, is I don't know how many times me and my friends walking down the street and the cops pull us over or stop us and say, oh, well, you know, someone called in for something, and you knew it was bullcrap,
Yeah.
but then they made you sit on the you know, made you sit on the floor, you know, while they search you.
Yeah.
You know, you knew that, but it never crossed our mind to fight with them or
You know,
or
that's a
to
good point.
resist
I did.
or run away, because we knew if, well, or you probably did, but you kind of knew if you did that. Well, at least I knew if I did that, I'm going to get my
I
ass.
tell you, for instance,
You know what
a
I mean?
Chicano cop had me on the floor at 12 with a gun in my back, saying he was going to kill me, and a white cop kicked him right off of me.
Imagine.
You know,
Oh,
by
really?
the 6th Street Bridge, we used to ditch school in the bushes, run across the freeway and ditch school, and there we used to call it the Sugar Shack. You know, and that's where they got us at. You know what I mean? And he got mad at the white cop because the white cop stuck up for me. You know, and at that time I didn't know I was half white. You know, I grew up in the projects, and trust me, it was hard being the only blonde Mexican kid in the projects. You know,
Yeah.
because a lot of negros would say, you know what, we like Mexicans, but we don't like you because you remind us of a white person. You know, so I tell you,
Yeah,
That is crazy, man.
Hey Tim, did you ever cruise the boulevard, bro? Either Whittier or Hollywood?
Hollywood.
Bro, I got it. Let me tell you.
I never really did Whittier, but I went Hollywood all the time with my friends.
I got a story.
Yeah,
about
Hollywood was bad.
The cruising days, bro. So this is about 1,000 years ago, right? And people used to cruise down Hollywood Boulevard, right? So there's a car load of girls in lowriders, right? And we're on the side like
Oh yeah,
perverts. And so one of the girls, she had the rooftop open, and you could just see from her waist up. And I'll just say it was nice. And so I go, hey, let me jump in with you, right? So I jump in with her. Now I'm looking like a king to my friends because I'm in the car with this girl that's on a. I felt like the Rose Parade, like I'm waving at everybody, you know. And then another car pulls up, and it's another girl of the gangster girls, right, and lowriders, and they start name calling each other, and a fight breaks out, bro. They start swinging. I'm in there. We ended up getting chased into the 101 freeway, and the girl had to take me home. She was from Gardena, but here's a ghetto part. So they pull over, and I was just there because I wanted to meet girls. Right now, we're getting chased by gangster girls from Wilmington, and from Weedmas. Then we get pulled over, and the girl goes, "Oh." She goes. She gets a pull from the car, and then she tells her friend, I should have brought my gat. And I'm trying to make conversation. I'm like, oh, what do you normally carry? She's like, I normally carry my 25. And I was like, oh, what am I doing here? So I go, can you just drop me off to my friends? Remember the McDonald's on Sunset? And before I got to the Sunset, that's when the other car pulled up on us, and they chased us into the 101 South. Anyway, I don't know what the point of the story. The point is that before social media, you had to be out there.
Bro, it was good fun. It was clean fun. You got to go out there.
Well, sometimes it was crazy, but
it was crazy.
Fun.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? There was more interaction. You see what I'm saying? You were able to have conversations.
We used to go to Huggy Boys,
and you could carry a conversation.
You can share your conversations. Nowadays, we're talking to somebody's the top of their heads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're on their phone. You can't have a conversation. Even if they're on the phone, paying more attention to that. Are you listening to me? And they're kind of waving at you like, yeah, but at the same time, they don't even know what you said. Bro, it sucks. You know what I mean? I love those times where I can take advantage of the pager and I got to call the number 911. I knew, like the suspense. What is it about? Like it's an emergency. What is it going to be? You see what I'm saying? Nowadays, What is that? You know what I mean?
There was
What is that?
codes.
The
There was
codes.
yeah.
Remember, you turn around and said hello. You know what I mean? Like 077 E, 3H. That's hello. You know what I mean? You were able to have a decent conversation through a pager. Nowadays, you can't. You can't.
No.
There's just so much.
My pager had codes.
Imagine.
Each a different number for different person.
See,
I didn't have a
That's what's
pager
good.
till I was like 19, so
Yeah.
I didn't have one in high school.
19. You know what I mean?
But,
Like people could have
but-
conversations. That's what I'm talking about. Nowadays, man, Gen Z, millennials, no disrespect, but it's kind of hard.
Hey, can I say hi to somebody real quick?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
I want to say hi to my wife, Joanne.
Hey,
Hi,
Joanne.
babe.
I'm right here, Joanne.
Hey, have Joanne call in.
She's watching me with the chancla.
Oh yeah,
Well,
with the chancla.
well, I'm gonna head off, but hey, I'm gonna say hi to my wife,
There you go.
Patricia.
There
All
you
right,
go.
cool, man.
Hey, good talking to you, Tim. Thanks so much for
Thanks for
calling,
calling.
buddy.
All
You
right,
know the
good talk.
number. Keep your number.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
forget, every Tuesday, 6:30. Come on in, man. We're gonna start having these conversations, and they're really gonna be there's really good conversations here, man.
Yeah.
Than's so much for calling.
This is today's topic. Is
All right,
just-
thanks, guys.
all right, brother.
Take care.
Good talking to you, Tim. Yeah,
All
this
right,
is the topic is just old guys just complaining about how things used to be.
No, but you know what? I grew up in Pico Gardens and
Yeah.
Aliso Village, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, we used to all make fun of each other. We used to
Yes.
play the dozens where Chicanos, black guys, we all talk smack and nobody got their feelings hurt. And the one that got the feelings hurt, everybody picked on them even twice as hard.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because same thing. I was in the project. We didn't call it the dozens, but we call it capping.
Yeah.
Capping, right? And what
Yeah.
it was, man, this was one of the best memories. Back before people were really sensitive, you would have street guys, funny as hell. Whatever your weakness was, that's what they made fun of. I remember, and then they would have a crowd. It was like a boxing match. You had one guy here, and you got one guy here, and man, it was some of the funniest guys. I remember one guy had like curly hair, and the other guy was fat, and so boom, one guy just kept making fun of his curly hair. The other guy made fun of his weight, and if you think about it, like most people that did that, they were from the inner city, right?
Yeah.
And it was a way to survive, to show. I don't know. I don't know if there's like a deeper reasoning behind the capping or the dozens, but I feel like it was kind of like a sort, like you had to keep your
We
wits
never
up.
took nothing serious about that. Names didn't hurt us. You was, certain words would get you mad, but names weren't going to hurt you. You won't be able to, like now, if somebody says something, they can't cope. They got to go to therapy.
Yeah.
Before it was like, I would go in the house crying in the projects, and my mom used to hit me and go, if you can't handle it, don't go outside. Go lock yourself in the room. So,
Oh, bro.
that was, look, they used to pick on me because I was light skinned and have blonde hair.
Yeah.
One day, the spice I moved in, he was dark with freckles and red wiry hair like Carrot Top. I seen him, I hugged him. I said, dude,
Good to see you, bro.
It's gonna be
he
rough.
only lasted 3 months.
Oh, hey, caller, what's up? Are you calling from Covington, Kentucky?
Yeah, would you believe it? I'm a Mexican, born and raised in Los Angeles. Your guys' little accent brings a tear to my eye
I
right
don't have
now.
an accent.
I miss you boys.
I don't have an accent.
Yeah, you got a little bit of an accent,
No.
Chocopito accent that I don't hear anymore.
No, well, I try to grow out of it because when I started working with people, I couldn't talk the way I used to. Because at first,
Oh, there's still a little bit there.
oh,
We
okay.
moved to, my husband was in the military.
Oh, okay.
So we ended up here in his part of the country. And I call my parents back in LA and I say, it's like it was in the 70s in LA out here.
Mm. Well, I have a sister who lives in
It's
Georgia.
it's easier to raise your kids out this way.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
you guys bring back home to me when I'm listening to you right now.
Yeah, but you don't have an accent from the South, though.
I don't know because I'm Mexican.
Yeah, well, my sister's Mexican and she lives in Georgia, but she was there for like 40 years. She called me one day. I haven't talked to her.
Oh, well,
years.
I'm also a hermit.
Oh, okay. Well, she called me and she was
But
going,
I wanted to ask you guys,
Yeah.
is your movement including the Catholics? Because Mexicans are very Catholic.
Oh, yeah. Of course. We do have.
Oh, good. Because I'm an ex-CCD teacher. And our
Okay.
Catholic men are very strong. So I was wondering if you're including the Catholics in your movement.
Yeah, we actually within our movement we do have a lot of folks that are Catholic.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. In fact, in response to the Dodgers inviting those Catholic demons to their Pride
Now
Night.
that's coming up on the 16th. And I
Mhm.
heard that you guys are meeting up with the Catholic men at the downtown cathedral to march on the Dodger Stadium, right?
Alfred, can you give a little plug on that event?
Yeah, definitely. So on Friday, June 16th, we're actually going to be gearing up to get together. And remember, this is in response to the things that are happening with the Dodgers. Listen, the Dodgers are a team, right? That everybody knows. You know, a lot of Latinos, Mexican, Catholics, nonpartisan, whatever. They know they love the Dodgers.
Well-
Unfortunately, there was a situation with the
Yeah.
Dodgers where they're uninvited, you know, a particular group. Now, if you guys don't know of the indulgence, perpetual indulgence, it's actually a movement, right? And again, we're not because that's the first thing that they say. You guys are picking on a particular group, but it's okay. Listen, it's okay for a particular group, whatever it is, to spit, to dance, to undress in front of the cross, right? And to dress as nuns.
Right. Look up the videos of their
I've
performances.
seen it.
Yeah, we saw them,
I saw it. I really discussed it.
and they opened up by
That's
saying,
not a group.
No.
and they say, "Oh, are you guys ready to piss off Christians?" That's what they say in the video.
Could you imagine if they did Muhammad?
I'm going to
like
be
that?
praying for you guys on that day.
That's true.
And the reason being is that they're gonna try and get you mad. They're gonna
Oh, of
poke at
course.
you and poke at you and poke at you until you guys respond in an angry way.
Oh,
We walk
100%.
peacefully and we pray for them. Okay?
Mhm.
100%.
Don't get into a fight.
You know, it's. I had a friend message me, "Hey, you want to go to Dodgers game?" I said, "Nah." I'm protesting them. I'm not
Yeah,
going.
I'm not going. No watching it. I'm not actually. We got a Dodgers flag right there, and it's actually coming down in the next couple of days because we're waiting for that Lexit flag, and so we're waiting. As soon as it gets here, we're gonna be substituting it with the Lexit flag. So listen. To everybody's point, that is actually what we need to do. We need to pray for these people. We need to actually show the love of Christ. You know what I mean? They come. Remember, they're gonna come, spit, holler because that's what they want. But the true reality is we're there to pray. We're actually, the title of the event, it's a prayer walk at Dodger Stadium. And that's what we're going to do. We're actually getting together with Catholics. We're actually going to be meeting on Grand and Temple. There's actually an archdiocese, a church that it's actually in that corner. And we're going to meet there. And it's about a mile away. And we're going to walk. And we're going to just pray and have, you know, really just show the love of God. You know what I mean? But actually, in a sense, push that this is not right. You know what I mean? Like teams should not get involved with the political. This is a political, I call it a political outrage,
Attack.
right?
It's an attack.
Because a lot of people that listen, that play, that are into sports, basketball. Now we're seeing a lot of this sport teams that are, and corporations are moving this gender and this movement, and I think it's
But
really
you know
bad.
what? There's been pushback because
Yeah.
So you know what happened? The MLB put the Pride logo with the Pride colors.
Yeah.
And after one day of hearing from people, they took it down. And then also, too, you're seeing a lot of players speak out, like Kershaw.
Mhm.
Then
I
there was,
remember that.
Then there was another player. They were like, "Dude, come on!" And they risk having the same faith as like the Bud Light people and the Targets.
Well, look at what's going on.
There's some gay people are not into that.
100%.
You know, because I have family members who are gay.
Mhm.
I worked in Hollywood, and I met there's a lot of good people. What they do with their lives, that's up to them.
Exactly.
You know, just don't try to push that. I worked in West Hollywood City Hall. I worked there with a bunch of gay people. Never had problems. Some of them didn't like me, but I didn't know why. But I never had problems with them. A lot of them were very respectful. But you do have that 5% that's kind of insane.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that brings, because there's a lot of good people. And I don't judge, as a reverend, I don't judge anybody.
That's right.
It's up to God, not me. You know? And the thing
I don't think what they're asking for today,
Mhm.
what they're asking for is approval.
Oh, exactly.
That's the extra step they've just taken.
Exactly.
And here's the thing: the line moved, right? Because it used to be, "Hey, just don't discriminate against us." Then it was like, "Hey, just accept us. But now it's like if you don't promote our stuff, then you're hateful.
Bro.
Oh yeah.
And a lot, sorry to interrupt, but it comes down to that whole, if you look at the back thing, and I know some people, man, don't get political. I'm not, I try not to, but there's just a whole evil agenda. We all know that it's an evil agenda, but we have the DEI scoreboards that is being pushed by a particular, person by the name of George Soros. And then, so people need to comply. You see what I'm
I
saying?
don't see how anybody even associates with him. He used to help the Nazis against his own people.
Well, that's the problem. The problem is that they created a fake scoreboard,
Mhm.
fake money, and now everybody needs to comply. Every corporation. That's why you're seeing it.
They moved the
Balenciaga.
line.
Yeah,
They
go
moved the line. And at this line is when we stand and say, nope, this is as far as we go. And we were forced to stand.
And not only
Yeah.
that, but they moved the line to now when they're including children
Yes.
and the
see, that's
indoctrination. And you know
Yeah.
what's
So when
funny?
you wake up the mama bear, see, I'm a Mexican mama, and I have to say this just to be funny. I've been putting all over the place. Don't piss off the mama bear. Just do not. Though they're fierce, it's not the mama bear you're going to have to fear. It's who she's connected to. They have less control, which is the daddy lion. Now the dad lion is pissed. Now you're in trouble. When you come for the kids, we stand. And that's where we're at now.
Yeah, at the end, listen, it's not political. It's about protecting the next generation. I mean, I've said it before.
No.
I've said it before where I know that
Yeah.
this is evil, but if we continue to allow them, meaning like to allow evil, right? I don't want to push it into a particular person or a group or
Right.
nationality. We ourselves know that this is evil. It is wrong. And it's time as people of not only people of faith, but people that love children, people that love, how you have children. I have my own children, and I'm always constantly thinking like, wow, what's next? I'm always constantly watching at what they're looking at YouTube. Anything bad, I try to monitor as much as I could because I know that this is what they're doing. They're pushing this nonsense into the younger kids. I mean, now we have what they're trying to, have a what is it? Queer story. What is it? Story hour. What is
They're
it?
asking
Dra-
for access to
drag-
our children, is the
Drag
bottom
Queen
line.
Story Hour.
Drag Queen Story Hour. And yes, they want access to the kids. Why is it they're focusing so much on the kids? I always ask, as an adult, I'm asking a broad question. Why are they so much focusing on kids? Because listen, the next generation, they know that us Gen X, Generation X are not going to stand for it. And the silent generation, right? And the baby boomers, we're not going to stand for it. Gen X is not going to stand for it. Unfortunately, when they hit Gen Z, millennial, and the next generations, that's when they're, that's what's going on. A lot of them are easily manipulated. Unfortunately.
And look at,
Oh, yeah.
and you saw it, right, Johnny, the CEO of
Yeah.
of
Like-
Disney.
Oh, Disney. Yeah.
She straight out said, she's on tape saying,
She's pushing the agenda.
she's pushing the quote unquote not so secret gay agenda, and how she's it's her motive is to push.
Well, look, she says she has 2 kids. One's 5 and who's a pansexual. What does a 5-year-old know about being pansexual? I don't know. And the other one's 7. It's she's a transgender. At 7, come on. I want to be a fireman at 5.
Can I share a story really quick?
Yes,
Sure.
Okay. About 16 years ago, my boy was in kindergarten. My sister's children were older. They're the ones that told me this. They said there are teachers coming out, brand new teachers, real young.
Mhm.
They're expecting boys to behave like girls. And what I mean by that is genetically boys like to build and destroy, build
Yeah.
and take down. Girl, that's their nature. A girl's nature focuses on getting along. Okay? So teachers wanted the boys to focus on getting along, be more feminine centered. When he went to kindergarten, I was in LA for 1 year, but then we left. Okay. I was getting notes home all the time on my boy's behavior. I'm not a blind mom. I don't think my kid's perfect, but I know he's not a problem. So I went to the school and I said, I want to have a conversation with the teacher and the principal. And sure enough, she was 25 years old.
Hmm.
Okay. And I said, listen, all the boys in the class are getting notes at home. And I told them, I'm aware of teachers wanting young boys to behave more feminine. They're just not that way. Okay. And the teacher kind of got her hankles up and didn't like it. Thank God she was an older principal. God bless her. She was older black woman in her 40s or 50s or 60s. And she just cut the conversation short. She goes, you know what? I'm going to transfer your boy to another class. It was an older teacher in her 40s. I never got a note sent home again. This has been decades in coming. And the people that started this were coming out of colleges in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And that's what they were doing in the schools. We're seeing the kids coming out of college. This has been decades in the making.
Absolutely.
True.
And in fact, there was a book that came out in 1989 that highlighted the strategy. And one of the strategies was to use actual propaganda tools that they use for politics. That's one of the second one is to desensitize people. The third strategy is to label anyone that disagrees with you as something horrible. That's why if you say, for example, you go to Target and you say, "Hey, I don't like these the swimsuit because it's got tuck, it's tuck friendly." Oh, you're a homophobe, right? Like that's the new strategy. Is if they don't like you, they call you the worst thing. If you support Trump, you're a white nationalist, right? And but you're black, right? But you're still a white nationalist. It's ridiculous. And speaking about school, I remember when I went to school, we used to bring apples for the teachers. Today, the female teachers have Adam apples. Hey,
Full circle.
Sorry.
He's a comedian, so you gotta expect
he
that.
is a comedian, so you gotta make sure. Oh, we dropped the lady, but hey, thank you so much for calling. That was a wonderful story, and you know what? But that is so true. You know what I mean? That is so true. They're out to get for our kids, and we just gotta be ready, man. We just gotta be prepared and ready.
Look now,
Yeah,
if you're a man and you're masculine, it's toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity.
it's bad.
I know. I mean, look at sometimes you get little boys. You know, how little boys are.
Yeah.
They can't sit. A 2-year-old can't sit still more than 2 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
and yet they want to medicate them so they could sit still like a zombie, and that's their solution.
That is crazy.
It's true. You know, growing up, I never heard of anybody who had attention deficit or, my mom used to say the cure to that was the belt.
Yeah, chancla.
Yeah,
You got it,
Not only that, but
and it worked.
But those
I still
people.
pass chanclas in Walmart and I get the shakes.
Exactly. See, look at that. It
And I'm
worked.
64.
It worked. So but
No, I was gonna say, what are we talking about right now?
oh, we're talking about the
Oh, yeah,
prayer walk
the
and
hyperactivity. The people that were hyperactive back
Mhm.
in the days, they left them alone, and guess what? They did creative stuff. They
That's
got
true.
into music.
Mhm.
They got into art. The kids today, they give them Ritalin, so they can get all screwed up. And man, it's bad.
Mm.
That is crazy. Oh, hey, George tried to call again. George, call in again, brother. I'm sorry about that. We're in the midst of double calls right there. Hey, if you guys are calling, by the way, if you're calling and you're hitting a busy beep, please continue to try. We have a boy phone and it takes a little longer to get the call to us, or there's multiple calls. And so continue to try, okay? Continue to try to call. What's up, George?
If you would identify as a chick, you could multitask.
Hey.
That's right. Hey. What's up, George?
Orale.
Hey, orale, George. Welcome to the
Orale.
show, homie. Hey, thanks so much for calling, George. Bro, you gotta come
Yes,
in here,
sir.
bro. You gotta come in here, bro. Talk too easy. Hopefully, we
I
can
know,
get you in
bro.
here next time. I
Bro,
know.
he's a worse hermit than me, bro. I thought I was a hermit. He's a leader of the hermits. Actually, there's a lot of hermits. I'm a hermit. George's a hermit. The lady that calls a hermit.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, George. So, what do you think about this, bro? Are you still gonna be wearing that Dodger shirt? Now they're adding that extra color
Oh,
on the pants,
man.
brother. What are you gonna do, bro?
Yeah, I was at Costco today, and I seen this guy wearing a Dodgers hat, and I'm are you representing LA or are you like a Dodgers fan? He goes, oh, I'm a Dodgers fan. I'm dude, I used to be a Dodgers fan, like until I seen what was going on, and he goes, yeah, like I agree with you, but I have a whole bunch of Dodger gear, man. I'm gonna throw away, man.
Brother, we gotta draw the fine line, brother. I mean, we gotta draw the fine line. Listen, I know we invested that money. It's done. It's kind of like you buy a shoe, that shoe don't fit anymore. It's got holes in it. Sometimes what they represent, sometimes it's not, it's not good. It's not good. Unfortunately, you got to draw the line.
Yeah. You know what it is? Like, I was talking to Todd about a few days ago, and we're talking about this, how like, teams, the people we like. And I told them, like, you know what it is, man? It's like what the Bible says, like, don't put things in front of you, like instead of God. We put like these idols, like in front of us, either if it's the Raiders, Dodgers, Lakers, like a favorite singer, that's an idol, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we need to, like, of course, we're not perfect, and we're always going to fall, but we need to try. You know what I'm saying?
100%, man.
Yeah. I used to work for Maury Wills from the Dodgers, right?
Oh, yeah?
We became real good friends until he passed, And he used to give me Dodger tickets all the time, behind home plate and stuff, The nicest man you ever meet. I couldn't imagine what he would think the way things are going now,
Yeah.
And before, all they worried about was playing, how to hit the ball harder, how to catch it, how to steal bases. Now it's about, I got to wear pink, I got to wear this, I got to wear that. I don't know.
But but man, and here's the thing, that they're, bro, for such a small percentage, they're yielding mad power. I mean, and they're doing it. Everyone's bro. Chick-fil-A caved. That was a shocker, bro. Chick-fil-A.
That is true.
Oh man, there's not. You know what?
Well, the problem with Chick-fil-A, bro, is that it's not that they cave, is that they found out that they were already focusing on that DIE personnel, like that guy. They hired a VP, diversity guy to come in and to really. I mean, this is a couple years ago, and then so they already knew. If it's out in the open, it's gonna cause issues. And look what happened.
Hey, but check this out. Speaking about
they're lacking of common sense. They should just hire somebody who has common sense, who knows the difference between right and left, right and wrong.
100%.
But you know what? But it's gonna backfire, and it is backfiring, because look what happened with Bud Light, right? Bud Light used to have like close to 100% that score, right? And then they lost billions of dollars. So then Bud Light was like, "Hey, that lady." We had nothing to do with that lady.
I mean, it's normalize the bulge.
Yeah, the response was horrible, right? Because first, they dissed their customer base, and then the tail sank, and then the management comes up, and instead of just being like, "Hey, man, we screwed up," what do? They say, "Oh, actually, that department, we didn't know." They try to just put it on her, right? So then they were like, "Oh, now we're America, right?" They started making all these commercials with the horse and the military, bro. They got so desperate, and they teamed up with Harley Davidson, bro.
Oh, God.
That's the latest one. Just be like, "Oh, we're real, man. We're America. Look, we teamed up with bro." And so in response to that, those people that give out the scores say, "Hey, wait a minute. Oh, I thought you guys were down. I thought you guys were down with the Alphabet Mafia. So we're going to lower your score." So in the end, they pissed off their consumer base, their original customers.
$9 billion.
Yeah. Then they piss off the Alphabet Mafia, and then the score drops. And meanwhile, you got Elon Musk. Oh, this is a good point someone made. Elon Musk, because he doesn't care, he has a horrible environmental score, right?
He doesn't care.
He's making electric cars. Is that crazy? Check this out. His company's whatever score is lower than the people that make cigarettes.
Wow.
So according to the score, because they don't because Elon Musk doesn't care, he's not as environmental friendly as the people making the tobacco. That's the world that we live in. That they get a higher environmental score than Elon Musk, who makes electric cars. Welcome to wacky world, bro.
Elon Musk, bro, you got to give it to him, bro. He's savage, and he's gonna stand in what he said he stand. I'm starting to see, bro. Listen, I'm not for Elon Musk, bro. I'll tell you, he's a little wacky. I mean, when you start thinking
I'm
about,
100%.
he wants to put.
I'm Team Musk 100%.
What? Yeah, go ahead.
He sticks to by what he says.
Exactly.
You know, and let me tell. My wife's grandson was working for Tesla.
Yeah.
After a week, he had full benefits.
Yeah.
Not a lot of companies do that.
Imagine that.
He left the Navy and he went into that. And he said it was like the military benefits.
Right.
You know, he got good benefits. What companies do that? And he's supposed to be a bad guy.
Exactly. Well, see, like I said,
Yeah.
some of the things that he says, like for example, putting a chip in the brain. Okay, that's questionable.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly.
That's questionable. But when it comes down to saying, "Hey, I'm gonna stand for freedom," meaning like you're able to say anything you want, and I'll prove it to you. Just a couple of days ago, we got Matt Walsh that wanted to premiere that movie that's called What Is a Woman? And they already had planned to launch in Twitter. They were going to launch it asking a question. Again, we're not attacking anybody, right? It's just asking a simple question. If you ask anybody, what really is a woman? You want to get a nice response. You want to be able to know what is a woman. Now, if you ask somebody, especially in the other side, what is a woman? They can't answer you. Like example that Katashi Jackson.
Yeah,
what is a woman? She didn't know.
And so so people within Twitter wanted to censor that movie still.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk fired them.
And he said it was a directive. He played it cool. He says it was a directive, a director's decision. I had nothing to do with it. But at the same time, then you're able to see, like, hey, he's standing for freedom. He wants that platform. He wants to bring trust into that platform. And listen, hey for him, because now we're starting to see some of those things that were on the back end.
And did you see the way CNN reported it? They said they didn't even mention the documentary. They said they called it an anti-trans documentary.
Why, bro? It's not.
That's what they called it,
Yep.
anti-trans. And so the point was like, well, if asking what is a woman and the responses you got, if that makes it, then they themselves are. Did you see the movie? Did you see the documentary?
Yes, I seen.
Yeah.
the movie.
So there was a scene where they asked a doctor, and and they avoid the question. They're like, well, why? I don't like the way you're asking me that.
Oh,
And
I seen that.
it was the guy, the deans, right, from the university, right?
and
I was an idiot.
and there's so many. Look, I'm gonna just throw terms at you. These are things that you hear now in this society that it's just part of they use language, right? Remember when we were growing up, they say sticks and stones
They hurt.
can break your bones, but words can never hurt me. That's old school, right?
bro.
Yeah.
You know what new school is? Silence is violence.
Golly, bro.
That's one. Here's another one. Go.
No, I'm just saying, but freedom of speech is for everyone. Even if if it hurts your feelings,
It used
it's
to be.
still
It used
freedom.
to be.
It is. But now everybody's getting censored.
But you know what?
Look at
They
They're
had to sign a bill to protect freedom of speech when we already had that.
That's what I'm talking about,
But-
because they don't understand what it. See, freedom of speech is only if
You agree with it.
if you agree with it, and that's the problem. I remember that one guy that went into Berkeley, right? What's his name? He has this. He wears this thing. What's it called? It's like a board, like a
Mhm.
storyboard, whatever. And he's just saying,
Oh, he says, change my mind.
Yeah,
change
yeah.
him, right.
I like that guy because
Yeah,
he's funny.
So
He's smart though.
he's
That-
smart.
Yeah.
So he's there, just standing like that, and look, the board is speaking on his behalf. It says, "Hey,
It's just something like there are only two genders. Change my mind.
exactly." And see, so it's triggering people. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And he gets spit. He gets water thrown at him.
Well,
You know what I mean? Out of control.
One time on the Boyle Heights page,
Yeah.
right? When
Oh,
Izzy
yeah.
had that, I had an argument with a professor from Cal State. And you know what he told me?
Yeah.
That in their school, there's no place for individual thought.
Golly,
Think about it.
That's Marxism.
When people go to those colleges, you send your kids to those colleges and universities, it's to widen their perspective. widen their
It
mind
used to be.
and to listen and to hear different ideas and different opinions to form their own.
Now it's a
true.
factory.
Now you
Now
can't.
it's a thought
There's a lot of
factory.
comedians are not going to the college circuit no more. Even Bill Maher isn't going because he's hurt his people's feelings, you know, and that's crazy. And he's a big liberal.
Right.
But you know what they're teaching them in the
Mhm.
colleges is that free. If you're morally, that's why they act like jackasses, because
Mhm.
they're taught that if you're morally on the right side of history, you don't have to respect other people's rights. That's why you have someone like Matt Shapiro go to a college and they almost riot,
Yeah.
and they call him a neo-Nazi,
Oh,
and he's Jewish.
Yeah. And
I
he
mean,
was
it is
and he
wacky.
was on the far right hit list. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They attacked him more than anybody else.
Yeah, they put him in the neo-Nazi group, and
Yeah.
he's
Golly,
Jewish.
can you imagine?
Yeah. And
But George Soros is okay.
yeah. And he's they had him on 60 Minutes one time, and they asked him if he would apologize to his people for what he did with the Nazis, and he said no.
What is this? Was apologizing? It's like asking Donald Trump renounce white supremacy. The guy already said it like
Yeah.
5 different times, and now
Exactly.
you need to what do you need to apologize, man?
Exactly.
God,
It's crazy,
it's wild.
you know.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
That's Gen Z. That's all millennial. Again, no disrespect.
Mike-
George, go ahead.
Oh no.
No, I was gonna
Yes,
say,
sir.
George, you're right here, brother. I do apologize, man. We went on a rut, man. We went on a rant. We were
That's good.
we took off, brother. But tell us, bro, how you doing this
That's
week,
good.
bro? How you been?
Doing all right, man. I'm okay, man. I'm hanging in there, man.
What's
Hanging
over there?
in
What's
there.
going on
That's
over
all
there,
I can
bro?
say. Huh?
What's going on over there? Is there any rallies out there we can join over here? Izzy and Jimmy, we're ready to go.
We got to get him over
Hey,
here.
I got what's his name? Jesse Holding.
Yeah.
You know, the guy from Nexit. Yeah, he got in touch with me, and he wanted to know if I wanted to join the like Inland Empire chapter
Yes.
from like Lexit.
Go
Yeah.
for it, bro. Hey,
So
listen.
I told them.
Go
I
ahead.
told them that I would think about it because I know it's a lot of responsibilities, man.
100%. Listen, you guys. When it comes down to Lexit, man, we're actually Izzy and I are part of the Orange County chapter, right? And we're learning. We're
Yeah.
using everything we can. We want to influence other people to join together to talk about these things. Listen, having these conversations, Izzy, and bringing in multiple people in here. This is what we got to do as
Yeah.
Latinos, as conservatives, as whatever family man. We need to have these discussions. Unfortunately, what's happening, George, a lot of people are not talking about it, and so that's why you're kind of seeing the confusion. We could be on
Yeah.
the same page, but we're kind of like everybody. There's so much information being thrown at us in different angles that it doesn't even give us an opportunity to really digest, one thing, because here's the next thing, and here's the next thing. But as Latino people, our things shouldn't be changing. We should always be standing firm on number one, our beliefs, right? Who God is, our values, right? With our family. We know what we are as far as males, right? We don't have no issues. And we need to show that
Yeah.
next generation what we're all about. But yet again, I always ask people, hey, you want to join a chapter? It is a commitment, meaning a commitment that you got to be involved, you got to be engaged, you got to do things in your own community. And that's what it's all about. Listen, you're not
Yeah.
going to have a problem if you're already engaged and you're already doing that in your community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So think about it.
Yeah.
Hey George,
Yeah,
when
man.
you're going to school, bro,
Our people, man, we're so, I mean, as far as, we all grew up in the street, man, and we all need to wake up, learn, because you just can't take any word like for, you know what I'm saying? Like any word.
Yeah.
You gotta, like somebody said, you gotta do your own research, and it's our people that are being manipulated by like CNN,
Oh yeah.
the news media,
Mhm.
and they
DNC
believe
and CNN.
every single word that they say, man.
Oh, it's,
And like
it's
like
bad.
when they say Trump said, there's a lot of criminals coming from Mexico, and that's where they cut it, bro.
And but if you listen to it, he goes, "There's a lot of criminals coming from Mexico, and these others are good people. You know, some people you might want to have like next door to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they cut all that off.
But yeah, man, they cut all that off, dude. So I got into a big old scuffle on Facebook with this guy, and we were just going at it. And his producer had to come and be the like mediator. You know what I'm saying? But I told him, look at the way your boy talks, man. Like all he's doing is using profanity, f this, f that, f you, and blah blah
Emotions,
blah.
bro.
And here's me. I'm trying to make sense. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm speaking well, you know what I'm saying? And you know, seeing me, you know, saying that. Like you see me talking to him calm, you know? So and then like the guy he also disrespected like some of my like family members that were on there too. Like they were putting,
Wow.
you know, like you know their thing on there on Facebook, and I told him that, you know, so he understood that, and I told him like, you know what, man, just leave it like this, man. Tell him, you know, tell him that I forgive him, you know, and just let like be, you know, let like bygones to be bygones, and hopefully he changes, you know.
A lot of people don't. You know, when you attack
Yeah, bro.
when you turn them the world's upside down, they can't deal with that. You know what I mean?
And that's
Yeah.
really easily manipulated,
And
bro.
when a person start using vulgar language towards you, they're not exactly attacking you. They're a person who has a small mind. You know,
Yeah.
people who throw insults a person who has a small mind. You know, they can't comprehend anything else. You know, it's like sensory overload. You know, then they just lash out.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That's
It's
tough,
crazy,
bro.
man.
But you know what, bro? I'm telling you, I commend you, bro. Stick to your guns. I always say this. At the end, bro. See, that's what that's what it's gonna come down to, gentlemen. It's gonna come down to what you believe, and you must stand firm. You know, you must know that 2 + 2 is 4. You know what I mean?
Well, no, that's racist now.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
I
Hey,
seen
bro.
that. I seen that.
I seen that. The math is racist.
Math is
That's what I was
racist.
gonna say. You know what I mean? But at the end, bro, we just
Hey,
gotta
bro.
stand firm.
2 + 2 =
Hey,
Hitler.
yeah. Hey, during the 2024 like elections, I believe they're gonna come out with a new virus, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, so
Get ready.
they could stop the elections. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Until the virus goes away.
Right now we have
Yeah.
multiple theories. I think I sent you guys a link right on the group. I sent you guys a link to say we got multiple theories going on right now. Either one, we're gonna have a bank issue, right? We're gonna have
Yeah.
we're gonna jump into the what we call the digital currency, right? And they're
Yeah.
gonna lock everything right through the FedNow application, and we're not gonna have any money. Businesses are gonna have to really quick jump into that digital currency. All of us are gonna have to jump into it because or else we're not gonna be able to buy anything, right? There's not gonna be any money. Theories again. These are things that could happen, right?
What Biden's doing that now.
But
Yeah.
exactly. We're generating already to the point where we're dependent on government. You know what I mean? That's what's happening now.
Yeah.
And that's how
But
they
it's gonna
want.
get
Yep.
worse.
And Biden is
You know what it is,
agreeing
bro?
with the WHO.
It's all the
Yeah.
social score, bro. The
Mhm.
social score, just like what China has. That's
Exactly.
what they're trying to do
Yeah.
over here, man.
Exactly.
And I'm telling people that by the time you realize, like, oh man, we got tricked, it's gonna be too late. It's gonna be it's gonna be China, and people are gonna be like, oh, how did we get here? And it's like, man, it's really
well,
surprising.
they're going to have to explain to their children or their grandchildren how they lost their rights.
Yeah.
Because we didn't say
You know,
anything,
they-
bro. We didn't say anything.
Uh-huh.
We stood there and we just stayed on the sideline. Let's see what happens. While there was a time for
Yeah.
us to stand up and really just scream out and say, nope, enough is enough. You know what I mean? Bro, I'm telling you, the
Wow,
US,
man.
we just have so many people in here that I'm just baffled, bro, that we can't even decide on, like right now, I'm baffled on how people are still confused, that up is up and down is down, bro. I'm still confused.
And you know what? And they're using language in a slick way, like they're trying to break. Because what's the normal family structure? Ideally, right? It's a husband and wife, kids, right?
Right.
But now they're not even calling them. You can't even call someone a pregnant woman. Now
I still do.
The politically correct term is birthing person.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
Is that crazy? Birthing person.
Chest
doing
feeding
that.
person. Nah, I'm not gonna
No,
say
I'm not
that
gonna do
stuff.
that. I'm not
No.
doing that.
I'm sorry.
I plead the fifth. I'm just not gonna say it. I'm just gonna say I have nothing nice to say.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's,
see,
yeah.
but you saying you have nothing nice to say, that's racist. You're a bigot. You have to say something.
Yeah.
Either you agree or you don't.
Let
And
me-
if you don't, you're a bigot.
That word racist has been going around so much lately. It lost its meaning.
100%.
You know what I mean? Now you're like, okay, you call me a racist. I think that's something good. That means that you don't agree with me and I don't agree with you.
Well, at the pace we're walking at, man, like I said, up is up and down is down,
Oh.
bro. I mean, man, it's wild, man.
You
Hey,
know?
George, bro, thank you so much for
Yes, sir.
calling, bro. It's a pleasure
Yeah,
talking
bro.
to you every
Yeah,
week,
man.
brother.
Anytime.
You got to
We'll
make
do it
some
again.
time to come out here, bro.
Yeah, man. Let's see when we'll go out there. Me and Todd, bro.
yeah,
Yeah, make some plans. Let us know. Let Easy know.
Yeah. All right, bro. Good
Yeah,
talking
bro.
to you.
I will, man.
Stay
You
up.
guys have a blessed night, man.
You too.
Take
Thanks,
care,
man.
buddy.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. That's awesome, bro. George is on it, bro.
Hey,
George is
bro.
on it.
I keep going back to the the generator house off, bro. Did you have when you were going to school? Did you have a safe place?
No.
Of course not. Did people have to give you trigger warnings before
What
they
is
said
that,
something?
bro? That's
I
what I'm
don't
talking
see. I still don't understand that. I may be older, but
All right, let me tell you what they're trying to say is that people are so sensitive that they can't just say something that you may not like. So they got to give trigger
Oh
warnings.
man, you get over it.
Yeah.
Look, it was 6 of us kids in our family. We hurt each other's feelings like you wouldn't believe. You get over it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not internal. It's nothing that you're not gonna bleed out, you know?
And like there's all these terms that are new school terms that are just not. Here's another one. Microaggression. Have you heard that?
You know what the term was when I was a kid? You're being an asshole. Excuse my language, but that would you being a jerk.
Keep it clean.
I am, but I'm just saying that's and that's the thing,
Yeah.
Like I tell you once, my mom used to call us all names. I thought my name was Idiota until I was 15, And when I got older, I told my mom,
What is it?
why did you call us names? And she goes, when they called you names in school and picked on you, did it hurt your feelings? I go, no. She goes, you're welcome. Because she wanted us to be thick-skinned. But we always knew she loved us.
That's
You
true.
understand what I mean?
That's true.
She always, and we were all gang members and we never talked back to my mom,
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I've been busted since I was a kid. You know what I mean? And nope.
That's true, man. Jason Longton says we were taught to suck it up, buttercup.
Yeah. I tell that to my grandkids, suck it up, buttercup.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man.
Silence is violence. That's
Yeah.
the new one.
Well,
Oh, you know what? Another one?
Yeah,
Gaslighting. Have you
I
heard
don't
that
even
one?
know what that is.
bro. Hey, everything that you're saying, bro, I'm like, what is it?
Yeah, it's all this old new school nonsense.
Imagine trying to teach, us trying to teach us. Hey, now you're gonna say this. Now you got to say this. Half of the things you're saying don't even make sense to me.
Well, what's your
Well-
pronoun, bro?
Look how they're raising the kids. All the kids have knee pads, helmets, and stuff. I used to play in the Alley River. You
It's
know what I
true.
mean? That's what we
Yeah.
used to actually play and go in that water.
Imagine.
Come home, my underwear all green, and my mom used to get mad, But
Yeah.
we didn't die. We didn't get infections. We didn't.
I'm telling you. You
You know?
nowadays,
And then the
Everybody's
slides. Remember
allergic to peanuts. I never met anybody allergic to peanuts in my life.
me neither. Me neither.
And then remember the slides? They're made
The
out of
hot
metal.
ones. Yeah. Pecan Park, we used to go on the slide of the rocket. Boy, you should
Oh,
burn your legs
man.
and everything.
Bro, and then we had darts, giant darts.
Oh,
that if
we
you
used to
hit,
play Cowboys and Indians, and my brother got me right in the back with a dart, stuck right in the back. I had to go home, and my mom pulled it out, and she spanked me for being dumb to let my brother play with me like that, you know.
yeah.
But
Oh
right between my shoulders, I had a dart right there, a wooden one.
Yeah. Now somebody said ML says now they're giving participant trophies.
Oh yeah,
Oh, we're talking, and actually, you know what? That whole softness
Yeah.
started with the self-esteem movement.
Yeah.
They made it really popular. They said, hey, we can't be mean to kids. Everyone gets a participation trophy. Even like when I went to my nephew's baseball game, you can't even yell and say you can't, like before when someone was about to bat, they would do a chant and
Yeah.
to make a miss.
Yeah.
You can't do
got
that
a better
anymore.
swing.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I mean,
Well, I look at the way things are nowadays. When I was a kid, we had really in the projects, we didn't really have no baseball teams, nothing. And a friend of ours
Mm-hmm.
who grew up there, he went to Vietnam. He came back half a jaw, half a tongue, one leg. He started teaching us how to play football. We got to meet Roman Gabriel from the Rams, and he got his uniforms. We weren't allowed in Pop Warner because we were from the projects.
Right.
But we got to play gang members. We got to play,
Right.
the Brims at that time before they were credible. The Brims, we
Yeah,
had to play
yeah.
them, but we weren't sad about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he told me at a reunion that we had a project reunion. He was there,
Mhm.
and he told me that we saved his life
Imagine.
because he wanted to commit suicide.
damn.
He's on Facebook. He's my friend Ray Escavia, the nicest man, and he donated his life to helping everybody in the projects.
That's
And he
wild.
helped even grandkids
Ah,
from
geez.
our grandkids that that are
Yeah.
there, and he was. They operated him in the mud because he had a live grenade in his jaw.
Damn.
And he's a good man, and he's still alive. And let me tell you something: he's one of the bravest people I know. And I never give up because if he could do it,
Yeah.
Imagine us.
yeah,
Imagine us, man.
Yeah.
Those are the people that impact, man. Bro, I mean, we have it easy, bro.
everybody
We have it easy.
from the projects know him because he did baseball teams, soccer teams, swim teams. He did all that, and he wasn't getting paid by the state.
Wow.
All right,
Out of his heart.
they just started paying him, but now he's retired because he's gotten too sick. But they
Right.
just started paying him, and we surprised him a couple years ago. We all got together and went to his house, a whole caravan, lowrider seat with American flags, and he lived in Pico Rivera. Now we weren't driving around his house, and
Mhm.
we closed up the whole block, and then he started crying. He kind of got to me,
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro.
like you don't forget people like that. None of us ever did.
Right. They
You know
gave
what
it
I mean?
all, bro. And even the story to say that, man, you actually saved his life, bro. I mean,
That's what he told me.
He could have been, suicide. He's already on, issues, and he's all like, I'm done. I just want to go. That's it.
And he went
And-
to Vietnam. When they came back, everybody treated them like crap.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? And he said that we saved his life
Wow.
by him being around us and started teaching us how to play football. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was cool. I'll
That's
never
awesome,
forget
man.
that.
That's awesome. That's great, man. That's great that
Mhm.
we have people like that, bro. That see, these are patriots.
Yeah.
These are true
Father
people that
Boyle.
believe
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
that really do. Not only did they show you they love this nation, but nowadays, bro, people don't even want to stand for the flag. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, what the heck?
What?
You know what I mean? Like people don't. The youngsters
look
don't want to. They think it's racist to stand up and do the
Pledge of Allegiance.
part. Yeah, the Pledge of Allegiance.
This is what I don't understand. Okay, you could burn an American flag, but you can't burn a pride flag or a BLM flag. See, that don't make no sense to me. If
My
you could
mama.
burn American flag, you could burn everybody's flag. And I have nothing against gay people. That
Yeah.
I have nothing to do with that. I'm just saying we should honor our flag.
Mhm.
And people say, well, our country is written in blood. What country isn't?
Exactly.
Every country in the world is written in blood,
Mm-hmm.
some more than others.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we do with it now.
That's true.
That's
so true, man. That's so true.
And the
Yeah.
other thing that's interesting too is people that actually lived under socialism.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to warn Americans, hey man, you
Oh.
don't know what the hell you're getting into. Because like you said, most of these guys that are like that most of the people that are promoting oppression are not oppressed.
No, they're rich kids.
Yeah, or
Like all these Antifas are rich kids.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
professors, there's kids who the parents still pay their rent. You know what I mean? I was 16 when I had my first apartment.
Mhm.
All right, worked 2 jobs, went to school, and I didn't supposed to be back in California. I got kicked out when I was a kid. You know, for
Yeah.
dumb things. But you know, I went. I turned
Mhm.
myself in. I showed them my taxes. I went, and it was cool.
Mhm.
You know, I changed my life, and it was hard.
Mhm.
Trust me, because
Mhm.
when you try to change, people try to pick on you, get
yeah.
you.
Yeah,
you know,
to slip up.
Yeah, slip
Yeah,
up.
you
Come
know.
back.
Now I have 9 grandchildren, 4 great grandchildren, and my kids are doing good.
That's awesome.
You know,
That's awesome.
and none of them came out like me, thank God. But you know what I mean. But,
Yeah,
like, my daughter owns her own business. You know, and it's amazing.
that's awesome.
You know what I mean?
You do things right, man. See,
Yeah.
you gave them. See, that's one of the things that unfortunately it's lacking. And like I mentioned, there's not a lot of people that are influencing this new generation.
Well,
The wrong. They're tapping into the wrong crowds,
Mhm.
and they're misinfluencing each other. And we need to step in and be like, hey guys,
Yeah.
you know, like,
and then the other thing that's also playing a bigger influence, like you had people that, but now because of social media,
yeah,
the internet is
Mhm.
is the new parent to a lot of these people.
100%.
And so that's why one of the things that especially the DNC that they did really well is they knew to control those mechanisms. You control social media, you control the media, you
Well-
control people's thoughts.
You remember what Lyndon Johnson said?
Yeah.
That he was going to make the next 200 years these N-word
Yeah.
people vote
Yeah.
Democrat.
Mm-hmm. And look at what's going on. Not only that particular minority, but now the Latino too.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about it. 2020, man, that was a shocker to me. You know, we were
Well,
it was a shocker.
Look,
It was a shocker.
Senator Byrd was one of the higher ups in the KKK, and that was Biden's mentor
Right?
and Hillary's mentor. And how many times did Biden use the N-word when he was senator?
Golly.
If people would hear what he really would say, they would say, "Oh, well, he's different now." No, now he's controlled.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
He's controlled now.
That's true. That is true.
It's that simple.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't even know if it's Biden or not.
Well, it's not him. He's a puppet.
That's
Come
what I'm
on.
saying.
Come on,
They
man.
give notes of what to say.
Oh my god, I was laughing, bro. This oh man, I feel bad, man. Somebody made a bad, a bad little. I mean, it was cool, but it was bad. So somebody was speaking into his ear and telling him what to do. Like, hey, make sure you go onto the thing. Go up the stairs. Remember, you can't go up the stairs. Be careful.
Oh yeah,
blah,
and
blah,
then
and
you
then-
repeated the instructions, right?
Right.
Look to the left.
yeah, look to the left.
Or whatever.
To the left.
How
Go to
about
the-
when he
go-
got lost on the White House lawn?
Oh yeah.
Then when he got off the helicopter.
Stand next to him. Make sure that he goes that way. No, he says, don't move. He was telling one of the guards, don't move from there because he's gonna follow you. And look, sure enough, he left and followed him. I was like, golly. Man, that was funny.
You know,
that was
people
funny.
say it's not true. They could see it in front of their face and just.
But you know what? It doesn't matter.
No.
There's people with a straight face that will tell you he's doing a good job.
Bro, but the thing is this:
I'm paying $5 a gas. Yeah, but he's doing a good job. Yeah,
What
but
is it
inflation's
good?
out of control. Yeah, but he's doing a good job. It's funny. I saw someone where they said, this is a lesson to not vote for someone because you hate someone else. Use
Yeah,
your head.
Perfect example.
Oh, well, I'm not a fan of Trump, but you know what? He did fight for this country.
That's right.
Look at NATO was taking advantage of us.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
We were paying all their bills for him.
That's true.
And look what happened when he stood up to China.
That's true.
Man, he said up to NATO.
Yeah, and he stood up to NATO. He told NATO to their face when he was, and people got mad because he said, "We're not no longer going to pay for your stuff. You have to pay it."
It was like, what is it, 500 million back?
Yeah,
That says you guys. We came back and we brought you 500 million that you guys were paying on NATO.
yeah.
No more. Look at that, man. And here we are over here fighting over.
And then what does
A
Biden
freaking-
do? He joins NATO.
It joins NATO. Comes back to the same,
Well,
the throw up.
And then Trump
well,
gets out of
Biden's
the
doing
gets out of the
good.
French Accord. And
That's true.
what is this?
Well,
guy
we're
do?
supporting Ukraine right now.
Oh, that's true.
You
That's
know?
true. With 160 billion dollars now,
And he just promised them more.
dude. What are they doing?
Well, you know,
It's
Ukraine's a very
laundering,
corrupt
bro.
government.
It's money laundering, bro.
The-
That's what it is.
Yeah, Ukraine's a
And-
very corrupt. Look at
and-
Biden's laptop, his sons. They got it. They got all the evidence. I said, but yet everybody FBI was told to keep it quiet.
That's
And the
true.
Facebook
DOJ.
was told to keep it quiet.
And the DOJ.
Twitter was told to keep it quiet. Everybody was.
Golly. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys are not keeping up with us, just like what we're seeing, there's definitely
put
something
the phone.
wrong, man.
Put the phone, bro.
That's why I just rather kick back and have my whiskey and just watch.
What are you gonna do?
That's exactly.
What are you gonna do at this point? You just gotta, what can we do? What can we do? So if you guys want to call in, we got an open line 714-464-0747, man. Join in and have a little conversation with us, man. This conversation, bro, is off the hook, man. We actually got Jimmy, right?
Johnny.
Johnny.
I mean,
Bro,
you
why
hurt
don't
my
you-
feelings. I'm sensitive.
See, now
you
you're
know?
sensitive. See,
Yeah.
here, let me tell
Well,
you my
I
let me
keep
tell you my
telling him,
pronouns.
You triggered him.
You triggered me.
That was a micro.
I'm gonna have to go to therapy now.
That's part of the microaggression. There.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to therapy now.
Oh,
We got Johnny, man. Hey, thanks, Johnny, for coming down, bro.
All
We
right.
appreciate you, man. We're learning so much from Johnny, bro. And like
hope not.
Johnny said, man, he's got so many things. He's got, not only does he have grandkids, but man, he's a patriot, man. He's somebody like us, man. He understands. He knows what's going on, and we're hoping that you also stay up to date with stuff that is happening right here, man. Hey, did you tell the story about the funeral? Or no.
That's what I opened up with.
Oh, okay, man.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it was brief
bro. Sorry about that. I was trying to
And-
make sure everything was running here, and I
and,
wasn't sure.
and not that captivating.
What?
Obviously.
I'm sorry about your loss. But
No, but
thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
You know?
John, you're welcome, man. No, definitely, man.
My name's Jimmy.
Jim.
Cricket is his last name.
Yeah, Cricket.
Jimmy Cricket.
Jimmy the Cricket. That's excellent, man. Hey, the chat is off the hook. Big shout out to James W. Langton. He's in. Amy Beth is also in. He said he wasn't president because he won. Yes, that's true. We have who else? Who else we got in here? We got ML. We got Lisa Spencer. We have how many people? We have
Hey, you know what?
Joanne Rodriguez.
Somebody
That's my
last
wife.
week promised.
Mary. Yep.
Someone last week promised they were going to call in. I think it was Lisa. Somebody or Mary.
Oh, somebody was running around, I think.
They said, "Oh, next time we're going to call in," and we're still waiting.
That's true, man. Well, if you got the opportunity right now to call in, we got a direct line. You're welcome to call in. And if not, we're going to continue having this chat, bro, because it's off the hook, man. It's off the hook. We're learning about Gen X. It was the best generation ever. Not to downplay, the silent generation or the baby boomers, right? No. Everybody,
Well, I'm a
I
baby
don't know.
boomer.
baby boomers, right? Baby boomers. So we're talking about, specifically the Gen X because we, unfortunately, we were just like the baby boomers. We
Yeah.
weren't involved a lot with technologies.
No.
In fact, if we look back in the silent generation, they were involved with the war. Remember World
Yeah.
War II? It was a lot of stuff that were happening back then. So I'm sure there's people in here that could identify with that generation. And then Jimmy, Johnny, and then Johnny is actually baby boomer. So Johnny, tell us a little bit about your generation, bro. What can you tell us, bro? The baby boomers you're talking about back then. Let me get that little picture because I know there was a little picture right here that we were showing up. Let's see, Johnny was part of the baby boomer generation, man.
Yep.
Boom. So the baby boomer generation was 1946 to 1964, man.
Yep.
That's you got a lot of people within that age. So tell us a little bit. So who was the actors back then, bro? Who was big? Ronald Reagan was one of them, right?
Yes. Ronald Reagan. Remember that program, Policewoman?
Policewoman.
I
Yeah.
came on that. They
Okay.
hired a lot of homies from Flats to be in it. Believe it or not.
Wow.
And they paid us. I
That's
couldn't believe
awesome.
that.
That's awesome.
They told us to fake fighting, but we didn't know how, so we just
We let it rip. You guys were just doing-
they took the stuntman out because.
of course. Yeah. Of course. Back
But
then.
there was a lot of people. When I got older, I had to drop out of school because I was, like I tell you, a father at 16, had my own place,
Right.
stuff like that. And I got older. I had started my own business. I worked as a bodyguard. I worked for quite a few people. I did Hollywood Patrol when I was working for U.S. Guards as a lieutenant.
Wow.
And let me tell you, I seen a lot, and I met a lot of nice people, both sides, and I met a lot of people that they give you an illusion of intelligence, but I just don't say nothing to them.
That's right, man.
You know,
So back then, bro, you had it. The growth of the suit movement. You
Mhm.
also had, the movement of, remember back in I think you were in that.
I was in the
not
Chicano movement. I
the
was in the East
Chicano
LA
movement, right?
riots.
East LA
The
riots.
Chicano
My
right?
big brother
That's what I
threw
was
me
gonna tell
over
you.
a fence when the sheriffs were beating everybody up.
Golly, man.
You know, and
You know,
when
Joe-
Ruben Salazar got killed,
Wow.
and I in Hallenbeck Park. I don't know if anybody knows where Hallenbeck Park is in Boyle Heights.
Yeah.
There used to be checker tables there,
Mhm.
and all the old Jews used to do it. And that's where I met a lot of them. They taught me how to play chess,
Nice.
checkers, stuff. And that's the first time I seen people with the serial numbers tattooed on their wrists.
Right.
And they used to tell me stories. Man, you gotta love this country when you see people come from other places that you can't tell the government to flip off,
Mm-hmm.
or you go to jail or get killed.
That's
True. Here you could wear the American flag. Mexico, you can't wear the Mexican flag.
Mm-hmm.
It's illegal.
That's true.
You can't, there's a lot of countries you can't do a lot of things in. And here, I've met people that came from North Korea. I met people who came from different countries, and they tell you they love this place.
Right.
And a lot of them are sad at us. They're disappointed in us because we don't appreciate what we have. Go to Miami, talk to Cubans that escaped Fidel.
Yeah, 100%.
I met a lot of them too.
Well, for the most part, a lot of immigrants are migrating from Venezuela.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of these people that are actually, not only do you have people from Nicaragua migrating, you got a lot of people from Guatemala, people from Venezuela.
I remember in the 70s when 75 when a lot of Vietnamese came to the projects. I remember when a lot of Salvadorians, growing up, I never met anybody from El Salvador or Vietnamese until like 75, 74.
Wow.
My sister Lucy served in 70. And it just, you learn to appreciate stuff.
That's awesome, man.
And that's what taught me, to always question. And that's one of the old Jewish guys told me, always question.
That's right.
You may not like your answers, but always question.
That's a wise thought, man.
That's
a wise thought. And see, that's why we need baby boomers, bro. We need you guys. The reason why we say this is because that generation, man, it's kind of like they grew up with, hardcore feelings. I mean, there is, not only were you in the midst of war, midst of racism with, the Martin Luther King movement, and, and for the most part, John F. Kennedy, got shot and married.
I remember the Watch riots.
Well, exactly.
After Martin Luther King got shot.
Right.
The cops came to the project and evacuated us. But let me tell you something. You can't get rid of racism unless you get rid of it in your own people.
That's true.
Because you got, growing up, I was called a pocho and all this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Mexico one time and took the kids, and the guy goes, "Where you from?" I said, "Well, I'm not technically Mexican, but I have a great grandfather that was, because California used to be Mexico."
Right.
He told me, "No, you're not." He goes, "How dare you say that?" And that was in Rosarito, and I was like that. Well, and I learned sometimes your own people hate you more than anybody else. I've been to the South. I lived in the Midwest. I met more racist people here in California than I did in Georgia.
Golly.
Damn.
That's so true.
Yeah.
One of the things that it's actually true, man. We hear this all the time where, hey, we got we got the biggest battle is within our own people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? These are the people that are not going to allow you to grow. They get zealous, meaning like, you're being, you're being successful with your business and you're growing. And what happens? They don't like that.
No, they say you think you're too good for your own people.
Exactly. You get a new truck. They say, yeah, it's a nice
You're a
truck.
sellout.
Yeah.
It's a nice truck, and then later on there's a scratch on it. What did you do?
But one thing I learned growing up, I never cared what people think.
That's
I never
100%.
cared what anybody's opinion. And when I stopped gangbanging, let me tell you, it was hard because I had to fight a lot because I didn't want to hang out.
Right.
But still, it didn't make me hate.
Right.
And I'm still friends with a lot of them. I have one friend that just came out after 47 years. He got busted at 16. I'm trying to help him out.
Wow.
He's doing really good. But a lot of people don't have anybody to help them.
That's right.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Imagine he was in there when video games came out, cell phones came out, computers came out, and now he has his license. He's driving, gets a brand new phone.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a brand
He's
new world.
working at Homeboy Industries. He's doing good.
That's awesome, man.
You know,
that is awesome.
he even got a
Off the hook.
bachelor's degree or master's degree in prison.
Wow.
And he was there from 16 as an adult to 60.
Whew. Man, bro. See, we got to be thankful. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? We got to
exactly.
be thankful. We're not in shackles. You know what I mean? And we're not saying that the ones that are in shackles unfortunately made bad decisions.
Oh,
but
yeah.
hey,
That's the thing.
they're out.
Take responsibility for your
Exactly.
actions.
Yeah,
I did a lot of dumb things. It's nobody's fault but my own,
that's right.
you know, until you recognize that you can't move forward,
That's true. That's true.
you know?
Man, people off the hook. That chat room is still going, man. Mickey O'Brien says, "Sup, guys? Hope you're all having a good evening." That's right.
Oh, Brian, well,
Yeah.
I'm half Irish, so
There you go. There you go. We got Johnny in here. We're doing good, Mickey. Thank you so much, man, for the shout outs. He's actually
Collins, bro.
Yeah, call in, man. Call in. Man, well, this is a good conversation, bro. So what else we got about Gen X, bro?
That's it, bro.
We talked about so much, man. We could go for another 2 hours right here, man.
Oh, I do. You know, this reminded me because you know, when I went to the funeral and saw like my friend's mom and
Yeah.
old people from back in the day. I remember as a kid buying cigarettes for my grandma.
I think we all did.
Yeah, I mean, and that like now you got to be 18. You know,
My
now you
mom
gotta
used to
be
give me a
18.
note. I used to go to the corner liquor store. They used to just give it to me.
Yeah, the Koreans, right? Well, we
No,
were
this
Koreans.
was Mexican guys that was
Oh,
the
yeah.
store. Then the Koreans took over. But I mean, I used to go and just get it. You know, I was 9 years old taking the cigarettes back. You know,
Yeah,
I always used to steal one and tell them I had to give one up to a mom.
yeah.
That's right.
You know,
That's crazy stories, man. These are that's what we're talking about, man. When we're able to have these conversations, man, from multiple generations, baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Zs. I know a couple of people with the Gen Zs are plugged in, man. That's what it's all about, man. Having these discussions, man, and teaching the newer generations, man, to you know, to stop being so fragile. You know what I mean? Like
That, and also to not don't believe the tactics, the divide tactics. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to put people in groups because they're trying to take away your individuality. So they put you in groups so that you give more power to the government.
That's
But on a positive note, but if you're a believer in Christ, that stays constant. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
That doesn't change.
That's right.
exactly.
And you see through all the deception and the evil. So at the end of the day, that's where it's at.
See, I always carry the Lord's Prayer with me.
That's right. That's right. Always there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, before we go, man, we want to pay some bills. You know what I mean? I wanted you guys to actually to invite you tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow we're going to be having Noel G. So Noel G is going to be joining the Lexit War Room with A-Rod and Jesse. So go ahead and call actually through the same frequency right here to stay plugged in till tomorrow 5 p.m. Join us. Come on in, ask questions, man. Actor Noel G. He's been on 150 movies and part of the Fast Too Furious saga, and he's been at the Mayan. So there's a lot of stuff that people want to. Yeah, so there's going to be a good conversation with him tomorrow. So come on in, join us, and I'm hoping that we're going to have a good time. Also, don't forget June 16, man, we're going to be going at the Dodger Stadium Friday. If you're plugging in now and you said, well, I missed the announcements, well, I'm going to give them Friday, June 16th. We're going to be at Grand Park and we're going to do a march. We're going to have a march, but it's going to be a prayer march. We're going to talk to, hopefully the Dodgers can come out and really shake our hands and really just tell us, hey, we're sorry about what we did in regards to inviting the perpetual indulgences. You know what I mean? The group that actually makes fun of Catholics by wearing nuns and painting and all this nonsense. Well, we're just going to go and do a quick prayer walk. Remember, we're going to keep it safe. We're going to keep it where we're not going to fight. We're not going to argue. We're not going to spit at people. We're just there to do a prayer walk. So come and join us. Lexit is going to be there, and we're going to have a good time. Also, don't forget, man, we do have open positions at at the OC chapter at Lexit, where Easy and I actually work. We're actually going to have a meeting right after, and we want to invite you guys to be part of the OC chapter. Just come on in. We're going to start, doing things here in OC, and hopefully we can meet you guys. Other than that, man, what else? What you guys got planned for this weekend?
In San Diego.
Golly, are you going to go visit the ship over there? Or you got
No, just me and my wife and my sister-in-law, and we're going to go because it's our anniversary. So
Awesome, man. Well, happy anniversary to
Thank
you and
you.
your wifey, man. You enjoy yourselves. How about you, Izzy? Are you going to be doing any stand-up pretty soon, bro?
Probably on the 30th. Of
People are
next-
asking, bro. People are asking, when is Izzy's next show? We
Um,
want to know.
You know what? I'll commit to it, and then it'll probably be at the Rec Room in Huntington Beach.
oh, that's cool. Just let me know.
Yeah,
Okay, man. So Izzy, pretty soon. Don't forget, Izzy, bro. How can people? I think we had one of those little banners, man.
Oh yeah. Follow me on IG at Is Comedy.
Awesome, bro. So follow him. For the most part, follow him. Befriend him. Friend him. Right. Follow him. Right. Because in Instagram is following. Right?
Yeah.
And in Facebook is pretty much.
You got the little thing?
Yeah, I got that little
Hold
thing.
on.
Yeah, it's
It'll-
that
it'll
is
pop up.
the little pop up. The is comedy. So make sure
Yeah,
you guys hit him up, man. Tell him, hey, bro, we saw you at the Lexus stream, bro. Tell me a joke. He'll tell you so many crazy jokes, man. Izzy, man, he's off the hook. So pretty soon he's gonna be doing a show. We'll keep you guys posted. When is his next show, man?
It is Comedy. IZ Comedy.
IZ Comedy. We got it.
Am I getting an invite?
Oh, come on.
Of course, man. Of course, we're in, bro. We're gonna be at the front. Right there at the
Yeah,
front.
I got a thing. I think the 30th at the homeless shelter in Santa Ana.
In Santa Ana, bro. Well, give me all the
Jokes for
details, bro.
homeless. Yeah, for sure.
He's gonna be giving out some food, right? You're gonna be giving out some food
Yeah.
for the homeless and all that
It's
good
the
stuff.
second time we do it. The first time we went there, we had someone donate food for the homeless, and
Well, at least
Santa
give us
Ana.
the cross streets, bro. I know some people can join up.
yeah, for sure.
So hopefully we'll talk next. When is it?
I think it's on the 30th. I have to get
We're gonna get all the
organizing
details,
it.
man. We're gonna get you guys all details. If you guys want to come down and feed some homeless, come on down. It's gonna be a good time. All right, fellas. Hey, anything else to add, bro? Anything else to add? Or we're ready to listen to this song, bro. You chose an awesome song, bro. It comes from what is it called? The Friday. Is that what it is?
Man, that's the wrong
Oh,
song.
man, sorry
Come
about that,
on, man.
It's the Bizarre Love. Look at that.
There we go.
Man, that's a nice song, bro. Is that back in our time?
Yeah, actually,
It's,
that's New
house
Order.
music.
Joy Division became New Order.
That's New Order right there. Bizarre Love Triangle, man. That's a good song. Hey, listen, folks. Well, thank you so much, Izzy. Anything else to add, bro?
No, that's it.
Thanks for having me on
That's
here.
doable.
Oh, Johnny.
Oh, Johnny's gonna be a
remember-
regular, bro. Johnny's gonna be a regular, bro.
What?
Pretty soon, Johnny. Come on
Embrace life. Forget about all the anxiety and all the hate.
Yeah.
Just enjoy life. It's too short.
down. It's too short, man. Hey, man. Well, we want to thank you, Johnny, for coming down, man, being part of this crew
Jimmy.
right here. Jimmy.
He crashed corn, bro.
I know, man. I know. It's
And he don't
actually
care.
Johnny, man. It's
Yeah.
Johnny. We thank you, man, for coming down, bro.
All
It was a
right.
pleasure
All
meeting
right.
you, brother. Hey,
Nice
guys,
meeting you.
stay connected, man, with the Lexa movement. Thank you so much. Everybody from Texas, from Kentucky, from parts of, man, people even from Seattle, man. We're getting all kinds of messages, comments. It's off the hook, man. That's what we want to do. We want to be able to connect people and have conversations. That's what it's all about. See you guys next week at 6:30 p.m. here at Real Talks
Al rato.
with Lexit.
Later.
Take care. God bless you guys.
Bless everybody.
That was good. Ugh.